All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to "Faith is a Verb." Kamala Harris discusses her religious belief at North Carolina church. Let's jump in.
Good afternoon, church. Good afternoon. Oh, please have a seat. Please have a seat. Bishop O'Neill, I thank you so very much. We've had some time to visit before we came out into the sanctuary, and I just thank you for the leadership that you have provided for so long. You know, in times of crisis, and we're looking at the images of the aftermath of the hurricane, but it is easy in these moments of crisis to question our faith, to sometimes lose our faith for a moment, because what we see is so hard to see that we lose faith or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know. And you are such a leader in all of those ways, and I thank you. I'm honored to be with you. I'm honored to be with you. I'm honored to be with you. Thank you. And KCC family, thank you for welcoming me today. And thank you for the opportunity to allow me to worship with you. It does my heart and soul good. So Scripture teaches us, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So I first encountered the words of Galatians as a young girl at 23rd Avenue Church of God in Oakland, California, which is where I sang in the children's choir, and first learned the teachings of the Bible. My earliest memories of those teachings are about a loving God. A God who asks us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, to defend the rights of the poor and the needy. And so at an early age, I learned that faith is a verb. It is something we show in action.
Do you guys really believe what she's saying? When you look at her, do you think you see God on her? And you can tell she's not even believing what she's saying. Make sure she's saying the right things at the right spot. That way she cannot sound insane. There's a incongruency with body language here.
And in service. And we show it by heeding the words of my pastor, who Bishop spoke with yesterday, Reverend Dr. Amos C. Brown, who often invokes the words that we all know. One must do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God. That truth is important at all times, and especially in moments of difficulty and disaster, especially in moments like this, as we navigate storms that have inflicted so much harm across our country, and to all those who have loved ones who have been affected by Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. Doug and I, my husband, are holding all of you close in our hearts and in our prayers. And we are thinking of everyone who has been affected by these storms. Now, I know Helene's impact was further west, but I also know that the people of Greenville, like all Americans, have been inspired by the way communities are coming together, Bishop, in the wake of these storms. Amid ruined homes, downed power lines, swollen rivers that have been choked with debris, we have seen children rescued by neighbors in a kayak. We have seen those who have lost everything gathering donations for others. You know, it's been my experience to see that in a moment of crisis. Isn't it something when you know that often it is the people who have the least give the most, right? Moments of crisis, I believe, do have a way of revealing the heroes among us, the angels among us.
She's so uninspiring. Man, I'm really trying hard, man. I'm telling you, I'm really trying hard, but she's so uninspiring. She's saying all this stuff when she just literally went down south to just take some pictures and photo ops. So somehow she's going to be here in the church in North Carolina, pretend that she cares. Insane.
And of showing us all the best of who we are. And these hurricanes have revealed heroes around all of us. Heroes who do not ask the injured or stranded, whether they are a Republican or a Democrat, but who simply ask, are you okay? Who ask, what can I do to help? Heroes who, as I like to say, see in the face of a stranger, a neighbor. Yet, church, there are some who are not acting in the spirit of community. And I am speaking of those who have been literally not telling the truth, lying about people who are working hard to help folks in need, spreading disinformation when the truth and facts are required. And the problem with this beyond the obvious is it's making it harder then to get people life-saving information if they're led to believe they cannot trust. And that's the pain of it all, which is the idea that those who are in need have somehow been convinced that the forces are working against them in a way that they would not seek aid. And let's let that sink in for a moment. Right now, fellow Americans are experiencing some of the most difficult moments in their lives. Yet instead of offering hope, there are those who are channeling people's tragedies and sorrows into grievance and hatred. And one may ask why, and I think sadly, frankly, the motives are quite transparent. To gain some advantage for themselves. To play politics with other people's heartbreak, and it is unconscionable. Now is not a time to incite fear. It is not right to make people feel alone.
Listen, Kamala, your problem is not the message you're sending, right? It's a message, okay, I guess. It's that you're clearly very uninspired. You're not putting any thoughts on these scripts that they're giving you. It clears that you're reading them. You are reading them right on the spot. I mean, she's running like she's like a press conference lady. Like she's not inspiring at all. And she's not a believer. I'm gonna say it. She's not a believer. I'm sorry. She never talk about her faith. She doesn't convey faith. She probably went there a couple times, but that's it. I cannot see, as a Christian, I cannot connect with her. I can't.
That is not what, and this is a church full of leaders, that is not what leaders as we know.
That's not what leaders do. That's not what leaders do. Leader is responsible, right? Right? Strong, right? And most important, we show respect to. You see, she got this kind of pace that is not inspiring. It's tiring. Not a good speech for her. Very weak indeed. Very weak. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave the rest of the speech down below. I'll see you next one.